everyone. Oh my goodness, this day has just flown by. So I am just posting on Twitter. Come join me live on YouTube. Let's talk about the stimulus, right? We're going to talk about the stimulus today. The new strain, the stimulus, and more. We're going to look at SPY, Apple, let's see, Tesla, Pfizer, and more. All right. There we go. Get that up and set up. I got my little Christmas hat on today. Super excited. Just a couple days away. I'm going to be taking tomorrow off, actually. A day off for me and the family. So I will still be doing my live stream of yoga tomorrow, though. Grounding, calming, and just recently working on an article about how yoga can really help you with your trading. You might not realize it, but yoga can really help you with your trading. So come and check it out, and let's look at what's going on in the market. I was on Cheddar TV this morning with Christine, and we were talking about the market right now. When we look at it on the daily chart, you'll see, let me make the daily chart bigger here, and let me pull up the chat so I can see you guys talking and I can say hello to everybody. And I'm kind of in the dark, right? Can you guys see me okay? Hello, Cara Leones, and hello, Jacob Cohen. Hello, Beatrice. Hey, yeah, we're going to look at Apple. We'll look at IAC, and we'll look at Peloton. And let me see. Let me just turn on. Is that too much? I'm now really, really bright. There we go. I just realized I didn't have my light up there. My hair is a little messy. All right. So let's look at the SPY. Let's zoom in here. When we look at this right here, you can see that we are somewhat going sideways. If you guys, excuse me, I just ate my lunch and I was starving. That we really have this area right here. Let's pull this over. Of potentially disbursement, maybe consolidation, right? Are we going to go higher? Are we going to go lower? When was the last time that we saw this happen? Let's go back in history, all right? Well, we have this back in February where we sort of had this happening. I got some reggae music on in the background. I'd love to be down in Jamaica right now, chilling, enjoying the beach, some nice Grace's hot sauce, the big thick Jamaican bread. All right, so we have this box over here, and we have this one right here. January and February of last year. Did it happen in December? Let's check it out. Not to the same extent that we've seen, right? So when we look at it, this is pretty big, that we've been going between upward side of, let's do this, let's zoom it in. Can you tell I'm on vacation in my mind? All right, upward side of the box, I'm gonna move it up here, right here. We'll still pull it over. Looks like whatever was happening started happening on the 8th of December. And maybe, you know what, maybe even it started happening back here. Thanks, John. In the holiday spirit. Would like to be in the islands right now for the holidays. So on the daily, like on the intraday, hey, this is what I'm trading today. SPY is just testing that upper bound. And it had a nice little drop down below earlier today. But I'm really watching it on the big picture. This is a lot of sideways action in the market. Is this sideways action due to Trump? Is this sideways action due to the stimulus? We do have the stimulus where Trump, hey, curveball, right? Let me throw out a tweet and a video saying that I'm not happy with this. I do not like the $600 and there's too much foreign spending that's going on. let's put it back in the hands of the public. So that was nice to see. Will that really happen while he is president, or is it going to be Biden that has to adopt this? The really bad thing is there not going to be a stimulus, and there are people that do not have money to pay for their rent. There is a higher number of people on food stamps now. Unfortunately, in the US, I know personally we try to give almost weekly to our local food bank. Very blessed to be a trader, be working from home, and nothing changed, right? But not everybody has had that scenario. And there are people that are being kicked out and people that do not have food, and the scare of the COVID virus. So a lot of negatives that could be weighing in, even if we do get that stimulus. So watching this area, hey, are we going to break down below 364.80? Or are we going to break out above 371.40? We'll say 371.50. Let's pull it up here. 372, even better. So 372 or 364. Right now, it's sort of in a holding pattern, not going either way. So I'm going to hold off on super big positions. Q's, interesting enough. You see here we have the indexes. Q's the only one that's really down right now. And it's starting to have a little bit of sideways action as well for the past week. A little bit lower volume. That's normal for the week before Christmas. It tends to be a little bit lower. IWM, likely money flowing in, out of the techs into the smaller companies. That rotation will happen. And Dow Jones Industrial Average, we have a big upward ascending triangle. So is this going to break out from 303.80, or is this going to break down further? The biggest volume we had was this day when it's pulled down. So there might, it looks like buying power coming in right there, and we're really riding that 20 simple moving average. VXX has drawn down a little bit. People might have more confidence, and they are buying more calls as opposed to puts. Remember, this is going to be a measurement of how many puts, the volatility on options. It's still not back down to this area here. We usually will find that when we have sideways price action like this on VXX, especially for such a time period, that then it will come and hit the 50 simple moving average. Did it back here, sideways, up, and again, back here, bigger run up to the 50 simple moving average, even all the way up here. So we might see it come up to 22.44. I would never recommend trading this, using it as a vehicle to watch. All right, let's add on. We have Apple. We're definitely going to talk about IAC, Peloton as well. All right, and we had Ocgn. I know someone that was trading this. I did not add it to my list because I know that on the chart, it tends to have crazy spike days. So it runs up, has a crazy short squeeze, and then it drops. So first one on my list today was MGA, and had a major gap up early in the market. Was looking to see if this was going to continue or if this was going to be a gap up and drop. Well, sure enough, let's put it on the 15-minute chart. Offered a nice short trade opportunity, breaking down from 76, $6 back down to the $70 mark. We also had Mogo. Hey, Mike. I just added Ocgn on here. Look at that. Nice trading on that today. So Mogo, another one. Hey, this had great movement pre-market. This is my initial range for breakout to the upside to then watch 450 and then 496. Ah, thank you. A little Santa. And there's also two deals going on. I'll shoot out an email for all of you guys if you're on my email list. Trade Ideas is 25% off. I have to check the date that ends. And TrendSpider is 50% off. So I will put all that contact information down below. What is a good broker for indices? Any recommendation? OMG, what country are you in? Yeah, I'm going to talk about Tesla as well. I've got it right here, but I will add NEO as well. All right, so we've got MGNA. It's really weird when I hit enter, it doesn't want to add it. We also had CSIQ, Canadian Solar. I remember when this was trading all the way back down here at 15, Dallas. So with Dallas, are you trading primarily options or stocks? OMG. PACB, I'll add that on too. Indices. Okay, well, you can find indices pretty much anywhere. The fills will likely be easy to get on either, okay, Forex, top one that has stocks, Forex, options is probably, in my opinion, going to be Interactive Brokers. You can trade them around the world. Their software has a lot of integrations with a lot of platforms such as Trade Ideas, TrendSpider, DOS Trader, where you can use an overlay to trade through to them. So you might want to check them out. Also, Thinkorswim is a great platform in the US, Tastyworks as well, to just name a few, and TradeStation is also fairly good that I hear. I've never used TradeStation, but from what I hear, it is fairly good. Okay, let me come over here. For some reason, the level did not pop up for CSIQ. So let's pull this up. We got some island music again. All right, 55.55, pretty much up here. It's gonna come up, there we go. 55.50 right up there, and the lower end, I'm gonna say, likely I put it right here at 53.80, right? 53.60, down just a little bit further, right here. All right, so came down, broke down, bounced at 52.80, came up, hit the moving averages, and then came right back down. So nice short on CSIQ. Fuel cell, what do I use? I use Schwab, Fidelity, and Interactive Brokers. Fuel cell with Biden's talk of putting out charging stations, amazing trade on FCell today. Broke above 12 was my target level, so I'll put it over here, pop that up. So definitely broke above 12 right here, and had initially had a sell-off wick right here, then came back, tested it, came back down, sellers brought it back down, and then finally buyers took over and above 12.25, just pretty much that. You guys can see how that ended up flipping to be support, right? If we go here, boom, this was resistance. Hey, look, now it is support, right? Let's look at Riot. They didn't transfer over either. All right, so Riot 14 for support and 15.25 for resistance. When we look at the daily chart over here, this is 24-hour chart, we have this upward trend line right here. So getting in up here, your risk is coming all the way back down to this trend line, right? We came very close to it. Hello, Laura, welcome. I'm in the holiday spirit today. You can also see how it's bouncing off of these trend lines. These are why these trend lines work, right? People might say, oh my goodness, it's so messy. It looks like you got spaghetti. It looks like maybe your kids drew on your chart. I'm able to tune it out and just see where it is in the price action in relation and follow the price action. That is going to be the trade, following the price action and typically the trend. So today, American Airlines came up, tested the upper level. Hey, look at where it rejected, right up there at 612, pulled back down, found a bit of support at 1580. Maybe we're going to see a bounce up to 16 and then a continuation to the downside. It is in a downward trend overall. However, it has not been able to break down below 1511. SOL had I'm liking Tesla. I entered Tesla yesterday as a long, added back into my position. So SOL had a big move to the upside, a nice short today below 1032. Very nice, down 50 cents from there right now. Had a big range on it, up above 1185. So this actually could have provided opportunity. It didn't break above, but nice short right there. Tesla, here's my trade on Tesla. I had it on the short side. Now, when you guys use my list, if you are interested in my list, it is on sale for 30% off through December 31st. Gonna do a special sale on Christmas, so check it out if you want it. And Tesla had the ability to go up or down. The reason why I have these on the short side is because that is the momentum pre-market. It's going down. Maybe I could just say down momentum and up momentum. What do you guys think? Should I change that? Maybe that would confuse people. So I do the shorts. That's the momentum pre-market. Doesn't mean that it's not going to run up. And I said, hey, above 636. So this had a nice $15 move above 636. Let's pull this down here and put this down at 636 right here. Right? Looking at it, the reason why I got in yesterday, this trend line, we have an opening wedge right here. It came down to the bottom of it. Lower risk to enter at the bottom of the wedge and then ride it to the upside up here. So maybe my target for getting in at 632 is going to be up roughly 700. I don't think it's going to get right up there, probably 692 area right here where we were again. That would likely be the next test, and then it might pull back down again, and then a bigger move to the upside. I will add on DE and ISRG. All right, let's look at United. So United, I heard an ad. I listened to Alexa's flash briefing every morning while I'm making breakfast for the kids. And I heard United, they're like, oh, well, we've waived all of the change fees for all tickets as of this point. And then little disclaimer at the end, but it does not apply to economy tickets. So economy tickets are probably like 85% of those tickets. Now they're saying, oh, well, hi, Julio. We are not going to honor, or we're still going to have the change fees. So that's not really cool. Yeah, I already went over fuel cell, Julio. I will add IPOC on here. You're late to the party today. You'll have to go back and watch the recording. I do have ticker tacker today. No, Mark, I actually had it as 684. I have it on the chart right here. See, 684. It went up there and it sold off right there. So I wasn't really wrong. I was off because it ended up going a little higher. I was off by $11, but that's not bad going all the way back at right here, right back down here. It actually went, if we go and we look at the first day, it went to 684.75, and then it blew through at the end of the day. The shorts got squeezed. So I was off by about 75 cents, and then the shorts took over and squeezed it a little higher when they were taken out. Thank you. Technical analysis and mathematics. That's what it is. So right now on Tesla, we've got, it looks like a wonky W where we came down, double bottom, moved to the upside, 614. I would use roughly 620 area, 620 to 640, so $20. So another move to the upside, 660 potentially for this move. It looks like we're setting up potentially for another wave up here to 660. And then maybe it'll pull back a little bit, maybe it'll test 650, and then a bigger move up to 675, 680, depending on how fast it squeezes up. Okay, we were on United. So United ended up squeezing the shorts today. It's been coming to the downside, but much of a retracement day. So that's not abnormal to see that happen. Apple as well. Apple, we had a big doji day yesterday. Let's put on the daily. So this looks a little different. So on the daily chart, we have a doji day. Here we have a bit of a hammer at the top. I forget what it's called. And if we have a big down day tomorrow, indecision day, reversal day, coming back down likely. We also have a bit of an island gap here, back down to 129.50. It almost touched it over here, 129.65 and 129.58. So a little gap they still have to fill, but they technically haven't filled it yet. So the computers might want to fill that gap. Okay, let's look at IAC. This is for Kyle, I think, right? Let's see. Yeah, okay, let's look at IAC. Interactive Corp. I wonder if this is Interact that is our pay system. Is that what this is? Do you know, Kyle? If it is, then this is likely a good one, because this is what we use for credit cards up here in Canada for the tap. So if that's what it is, I'm going to do some research on this longer term as a potential longer term investment. So, hey, shot up here, right? We have this gap right here, came up, seller stepped in, opened higher. We have a evening shadow. This could be the start of a downward turn right here if we continue to close down and we close in the top third of the candlestick from the day prior. So that could be a reversal pattern right there. Peloton. Hey, Peloton, island gap move up here, came pulled back and surged higher. What gets me is this high volume day with buying and selling power right here. This high volume at the top of that run could be a reversal in the making. This might simply be another day. Hey, people are like, oh my goodness, I want to get in on this. And when I think of Peloton, right, they sell bikes and they sell a subscription service like Netflix for their classes. And I think they're also coming out, aren't they coming out with a treadmill? If I'm not incorrect, I believe they're coming out with a treadmill. Hanging Man. Thank you, Bad Scientist. No, is it Hanging Man? Yeah, I think so too. And I don't like that term. That's why it didn't stick in my brain. It's not a fun one to say. I just like it as a reversal pattern. So now Peloton's looking a little similar, right? Are we going to have that over here? And then we're going to fill the gap down to the downside, make a little Christmas tree with Peloton, fill it to the downside, and then come back down and reinvest down here potentially at a less risky, less inflated price. Also a little overbought on the RSI. However, as I say, that is not always in my number one indicator to get out, right? And here is our trend line. So it almost came down to this trend line right here. More variety of equipment, but also a lot of competition coming in. Yeah. And many times if they buy another company, typically the company that is buying tends to drop in value. Why? Because they have the expense of buying the other company, and the other company will run to the upside. So this one, maybe a good point, in my opinion, to get in would be roughly down here on the 21 EMA. Let it come back down to reality a little bit. This has gone parabolic. Parabolic moves can continue until they don't anymore, and you don't want to be caught on the downward side. Which brings us to OCGN, right? OCGN, crazy parabolic move, right? Now this one does have about 150 million in the float. It's not low float, but it's surged to the upside. It's starting to curl over here. So it looks like this might come back down, be a short potentially down to 172. Don't know what the news is on this, but you guys know I don't really follow the news. I will follow the volume, right? So as soon as this broke out above 77, bigger move to the upside, and then it just kept squeezing the shorts all the way up to almost $3. Nice on that exit. And let's look at John Deere. So John Deere today, this is looking like it could be, we have an ascending triangle, right? And we're not able to, let me do my drawing tool here. So we have an ascending triangle. Here is our flat line. Here is our triangle, right? Are we going to break out above 272 with some volume? The volume here is descending. That will typically indicate a reversal pattern. So we have this, what else is happening down here? Looks like if we're not able to, if we break this down, maybe it's going to come back to 265, retest, and then come to the downside. I would keep it on watch for breaking down below 268 for John Deere. However, something to think about is they are talking all about the food shortage that could potentially be happening at the moment. All right, and final one, ISRG. No, we're going to add PACB as well for financial freedom. So ISRG, we've got a doji up here at the top, lower volume right now, came up. You mentioned this one before, I think. I don't remember who mentioned it. But we have this extended up here. Are we going to come back down and close the gap? Last time, if we go back and look past history, right? Let's look at it on the daily chart. All right, so we have a bit of an ascending wedge, right? Let's do the measurement on the ascending wedge here. $124. So we could see that this might pull back downwards. It could pull back, but potentially a target up here. 124, $900. So it would not be abnormal for it to come back down to 802 and then surge to the upside, given that everything is, you know, I have no idea what they do for their products, but looking at it technically with that upward wedge, this is gone. It already broke out of that. And it could surge up to $900 to the upside. PACB, and that is the last one for today, guys. PACB, Pacific Biosciences, biotech. I try to stay away from biotechs. However, I will talk about Pfizer. Somebody wanted to see Pfizer, I believe. I have a position in Pfizer yesterday. So I got in yesterday or 2 days ago. Here, PACB, higher slope to that upward, right? So thanks, Mike. You have a good one too. Robotic surgery systems. Nice. So this ISRG. Okay, cool. So here we have a breakout right here, secondary day. Maybe this move is slowing down. The volume is less than the day before. This might have a bit of a pullback down to 25, 22, or even all the way back down to test the top here of 23, and then a secondary move. Yeah, I was going to look at it, Felipe. So Pfizer. I got into this yesterday pre-market, I think. I messaged my buddy Randy and said, hey, I got into this pre-market. And it ended up pulling back on me, but I was watching it, watching the volume, watching the 50 simple moving average. This was going to be my make it or break it thought. We have a reversal. Now we're up above the day prior. Are we going to continue and close up above this trend line? There's a good chance, but the volume is dropping right here. Maybe this is going to pull back to the downside. So definitely keeping this on watch. Definitely feel like I got this as a nice discount, right? I didn't get in up here, 43, got in down here at 37, $6 off, or roughly 20%, right? So that was a nice discount. And knowing that Pfizer is going to have a big surge of money coming in from a potential stimulus package to pay for the vaccines, should be going up. This was when they announced that they were going to be taken, that the approval came in. Now it came back down to reality, 50 simple moving average, potential lower risk entry. So I'm willing to hold on to it for a couple days and see if this goes and continues to the upside. All right. Thank you all for joining me. If you all like the live stream, please hit that thumbs up. Sign up for my channel as a subscriber, and also turn on the notifications so you know when I go live. It is roughly 12:15 every trading day. Tomorrow I will be taking off, and Friday as well. But I will see you all on Sunday at 1:30. If you all would like to join me for yoga, I will be live roughly 7:30 tomorrow, as long as my kids cooperate. Sometimes they try to distract me. All right, see you all, and carpe profit, seize those profits.